I wasn't trying to hit a home run. I was like, you know what? We need base runners right now. We have some really good hitters behind me. Just get on base and let them hit you in. I was sitting fastball because that's what I usually do, but I knew he necessarily wasn't going to throw me one because Cody and Tanner were saying that he was throwing a lot of sliders and changeups, and that's what I got the 2 pitches prior. So I was like, he's probably going to come back with that, and that's what he did. It feels good because when the hitters aren't on, the pitchers pick us up. And when the pitchers aren't on, the hitters pick them up. And so all weekend, the pitchers were just picking us up. And that was a game where they picked us up for sure. I mean, keeping them to 5 runs in this league is a tough thing to do. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm starting to heat up, which is good, which is weird to say because this offense has been heating up all year. But yeah, just not trying to get too down on ourselves when we get out, because hitting's a hard thing to do in this sport. So just not getting too down and being patient with it. It's so cool because those 2 guys especially are so selfless. They do everything for the team. They're always working hard. They're always playing hard. And so to see guys like that hit 2, moonshots is a lot of fun.
It's hard. I mean, you play this many games in baseball. It's 4 games on a weekend. We've won a lot of games in a row, and you just kind of get lulled into some stuff, and it's hard. I mean, I've been preaching that. I mean, after the first game, I was trying to get on them to get them going. We got to play better. We got to play better, and we just didn't play well, so it's my job to figure out how we can get ourselves back going again this week. And, it's 4 wins. It's hard to say you don't play well when you have 4 wins, but we didn't play near our potential on the offensive side. Pitching-wise and defense, we did a good job all weekend. Yeah, I did. Actually, I told, Goldsberry told me, he goes, well, I'll see you in the dog pile when this is over. And, it's one of those things when you got the right guys up, every one of them, all those guys in a row can all leave the yard at any time. And, once I saw him, take those 2 pitches down, I knew he was going to have to bring one up, and he was going to get a good swing on it and have a chance at it, because when he was chasing that stuff lower, early in the game when he struck out, when we had runners in scoring position, he chased 3 pitches that none of them were strikes, almost all 3 bounced. So did a nice job adjusting that and then getting a pitch to hit. Yeah, he was really good. I mean, he didn't make many mistakes at all, really. I mean, he left a couple balls up and they got a couple of hits, but for the most part, he was dominant. He has complete control of the game. And Brownie threw well in the second game. We made him a couple pitches he probably want back, but we didn't make a play for him to start an inning, and then they get a kind of a seeing eye ground ball hit and then another one, and so it just kind of snowballed on him a little bit, and then he hit the guy. And so, but I thought Gabe did a tremendous job coming in, and bases loaded, no outs, gave up the sac fly, but was able to get out of it and limit the damage, was huge for us. And then, Cox coming in, you feel good about it. You put him in the 6th, you put him in the 7th, but where we'd gotten in the lineup, it was 9-1-2. We turned it back over, so I wanted him to face those guys. Got on base, unfortunately, he left the pitch up to one of their better hitters. Able to hit it into left for a run, but then he was able to come back and then threw a good 7th inning. Had a nice play. The back pick was huge by Stone, and then Jake throwing it over to Gavin. So that was a big play.
Yeah, it was good. A good weekend for us overall. It's kind of the middle of the season, and I think especially we've had a lot of injuries lately, and we're out here working hard every day, but guys are getting hurt and out of the lineup, and we've had a lot of dudes come in and fill that role and come up and be a guy for us. So I think that's been huge for our team. It shows you our depth, shows you what we're made of coming into playoffs here. So it's a really good weekend for us. I didn't even know I was going to hit, but then Straighten put me out there, put a good crack on it, and it was pretty fun. So yeah, it was a good night for everybody. But that's what I'm saying. We got so much depth on this team at every position, so it's going to be a big help for us. My grandma, man, she watches every game, and her and my dad for watching Saul and throwing to me every night, and it's awesome, man. I wouldn't be here without him, so I give a big shout out to them. Perfect. And my mom, I can't leave her out. Love you, Mom.
He was just proud of us just for coming out here and winning. Getting on a winning streak like this, it's difficult, and we went out there and just did our best, and we played well, and hopefully we can continue next week against CCU. No, honestly not. No, Ross is Ross, and he's a one-of-a-kind player for us, and the biggest thing about him is that he's a team guy, and whether that's me, Peter, Ben Pirla up to the bat, he's always there to support us, always the first guy in the step, and he's a great addition for our team, and everybody loves him to death, and what a great overall dude. So that's what I gotta say about him. Things haven't gone over the fence for me and previous at-bats, and I was just thinking to hit something hard last night, and I finally found one. It finally hit the barrel, and felt good to actually go over the fence, and to see all my teammates' reaction to that, warms my heart a little bit, and it makes this team a little bit special for me personally. So what a great experience for me, and it leaves me speechless about it, so it's awesome. When you say that, it gives me chills, and moments like that is why you play baseball. And when you work every day with these guys, and And for guys like Pete, you know, he doesn't get a lot of opportunities, and when you see him compete every single day and get better, and for him to come successful on the top of that, you know, it's pretty rewarding, and that's why baseball is one of the best sports out there, because I love seeing moments like that. So it's awesome. Yeah, I'll shout out my parents, my grandparents for always watching the games, and my godmother down in Arizona. She's always watching the games down there, so I really appreciate her and my family. So appreciate you, Eric.